our thing is we usually would stop at restaurants, whatever. Like after I get out of the hospital, like that's a coffee shop we frequently go to. Um, so that's a nice little cafe to just have lunch, have coffee. So that was one of our first stops outside the hospital.
Yeah, yeah, that's special, and I'm glad it was so well captured, right? So
Yeah.
I love it. I have a lot of pics. You have a lot of cool pictures. I had to show this one. This is it's a 2003, yeah, pre-beard and everything. So, and you did a comment yourself, like baby face, but yeah, somebody said we forgive you. Um, but yeah, this is special. When was this? This was it high school?
Yeah, that's
Was
my
it
high school
yeah,
graduation.
yeah, yeah.
So
That's what will you tell this young man if if you could tell him, yeah, like where you are now, and what will you tell him if you could go back in time?
man, that is actually a tough one, just because there's so much involved in other life stuff going on at that time. I would probably just tell myself to like, keep on the path I was going on, and you'll get where you're going. So that time, it's like I really didn't know who my identity was in a lot of things. So yeah,
That's good. I appreciate that, like the growth. And I'm just taking on a limb here. So who's that?
that is my wife.
That's
So
your
that
wife. What's
is
yeah, hard worker, determined, loyal, caring, passionate. Just a few of the reasons I love you. I don't say it enough and express the best. I love this for almost 20 years. This is a special picture.
yeah.
Uh, and what was happening here?
That I think is probably one of our like quick dates. Probably most likely coffee.
Yeah,
Um, so that's actually that may be in a place called Polly's, Italian restaurant we go to.
yeah,
That's just again like a comfort space and just spending our time together because since we weren't doing much, and it
yeah,
was really hard for me to get out and about. Like that's just kind of our little date night.
yeah. That's special. That's special. And then that's important to keep it going. So that's impressive. I have a few pictures here, and we'll wrap this up soon. But I love that you sharing this and going through like it's a proper timeline, so you can see the evolution.
Yep,
Here is a big demonstration of like what you say, like 6 months, 80 pounds. It's amazing how you did that. But yeah, what is and the shirt? Yeah, the shirt is like it's like
that's literally the
it's
same
like a
shirt.
blouse on you. Yeah.
Yeah, after that picture, I threw that shirt away. But yeah, it's the same shirt. It's just like maybe a year difference.
Wow, that's amazing. That's impressive. I mean, because we say these things, it's hard to visualize it, and yeah, I'm skipping a lot of cool pictures here, but this, yeah, and then I definitely remember this one. I think, yeah, I remember this one where you, how many sizes you went through, like 50, yeah,
Yeah,
50 to 42. Um, man, it's amazing. Because that kind of for me, and the reason I'm pushing on that, obviously this struggle that's a part that most people can see, right? Like what you're going
yeah.
through in your mind is tough, but what they can see is that. But the fact that you're able to do that, to me, it tells me how much you want to live, like how much you want to have this life, right? And then so the question I have at this moment is like, um, yeah, like why you want to stay in life, because I think that's one part, right? Like there's quality of life, but what does life mean to you now that you've been going through this journey and you keep on going?
So for me, my why through this whole process has been my nephew. He is the only I have two sisters. He was the only nephew I had at the time, and so it was really focusing on. I didn't want him just to hear stories about me. I wanted him to actually experience and know me. So yeah, um, like that's actually him on the top.
Yeah,
The top picture is actually me holding him while I just got done having my LVAD. That was like the day I was home.
oh wow,
Like 24 hours.
yeah,
That was him coming to see me and hang out. So yeah,
yeah. And
now
how
it's
old
like
is he now?
he is 3 or 4 years old. So
And
yeah,
what is it like for him? What does he ask you? Like, does he ask you about the LVAD? What are some of the things he
he actually
says?
does not like. He knows like when I'm sick, like kind of open and talking, having that discussion a little bit. Like he doesn't
Yeah,
like seeing anybody in the hospital because he's still kind of afraid of all that. But yeah,
that's amazing. I'm looking at your yeah, almost a year ago. No, this is yeah, this was
it's almost a
So
year and a
probably
half
the first
ago.
step after your LVAD. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's amazing. Wow. I remember my first steps and then coming out of the hospital. But I remember my first steps and they were scared that we might fall or something. So um, and you're going back to work out.
Yep.
How was it? How long did the recovery take more or less between the time like this day and then that you were out, exercising and about?
So that took probably a good 6 months to get comfortable working out again.
Yeah.
Especially with LVAD being in the hospital for the 2 months, then the pandemic. I did go through cardiac rehab, which was
Hmm.
for a few months for me, but we
Yeah.
had some issues just with this whole situation with COVID in the hospital.
Yeah.
Just trying to get parking, like I would have to miss visits. So we found out I can just go to Planet Fitness and it's closer.
Yes.
I can do this. Literally, they had the same machines as cardiac rehab. So I did
Hmm.
that. Um, I would say the recovery for transplant was a lot easier than LVAD
Yes. Yes, it
because
gotta
I was
be.
out and about after your 2 months of letting the sternum heal. I was pretty much regular life within like the 2-3 months afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's something they kept telling me, and I wasn't. You just in the moment you just like okay, whatever you say, all right. But they do tell you that the LVAD is prepares you for the transplant.
Yeah.
And talking about that, I just have a quick pictures here of you. Uh, how is it getting a glow up battery challenge?
Yeah. That was me, cruise ship, and LVAD dad were having some fun through TikTok at that time.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I need to follow you on TikTok and see what are you up to. That's fun.
yeah, I kind of stopped using TikTok just because it's a little bit different than when I started it. So a lot of my stuff's
Yeah.
now just focused on Instagram. So yeah,
Yes. Okay. So you say who were you doing this challenge with?
Cruise Ship 72 and LVAD Dad. Um,
Yes, yes.
so
I've
those
seen
two
them both.
guys
Yeah.
were some people I got connected with early on in my journey.
Yeah.
Because when I first time at LVAD, it was you look on YouTube and there was Cruise Ship talking about it. So yeah,
Yes. Yeah. That's helpful, and it's good that you guys are connecting, and then, basically have a light of the LVAD journey, and then playing with the battery and things like that.
yeah. And actually, Cruise
That's
Ship came to Houston probably a few months ago. We actually got to hang out, go have some free birds, and yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's special. Where does he live?
He's in Florida and I'm here in Texas, so he has a family down here, and he
Yeah.
stops down this way every once in a while. So yeah, we got to hang out and
Oh my
just not
God! And now
actually
you're
meet face to
friends.
face.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And then when are you going to Florida?
That would be eventually. Like my
Yeah.
wife's a
Hopefully.
big Disney person, so eventually go
Yeah.
out there. So yeah,
Yeah. This is amazing. I have I'm gonna show a few more pictures and then and stuff, but there's so many good ones. Yeah, I love the t-shirt. So let me see here. I'm amazed at the difference in the look, right? So you already have this is after the
yep,
heart transplant, right?
yep. That's day 2 after transplant. They were actually having me already up and moving. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
And the first steps, yeah, everybody's like, don't overdo it and stuff. But it's yeah, how's it like to do those first steps? Because I hear, for me, I remember, coming to me and they're like, yeah, cough, take the first steps, start moving as soon as you can. But how were you feeling? Were you eager? Were you excited? Were you
um,
scared?
I was tired,
Yes.
just because the sedation and all that, like my muscles were just felt weak. I remember again because I always carried my LVAD in a crossbody bag, so
Hmm.
I always had like the slant. So try to
Yes.
offset that was just kind of weird. So yeah,
Yeah. This is this is amazing, and but I can already see the difference, like how you look between the two videos, like after
yeah,
LVAD and after transplant. But also we can see in your smile. I have to go to that T-shirt that I saw. This one is a classic. I need to get this after I get my transplant. But this is special. And then you mentioned Two Hearts apparel. Yeah, I gotta
yeah.
get my own. But this is amazing, and you look like a totally different person. Like um, with so much of this, and I think wanna close by is some of the advocacy you're doing. You've been asking for people to sign up to the to donate to become donors and things like that. So how's like, yeah, what does that mean to you in terms of, is it like giving back? Is it like, what is it to you to, why is it important to you to kind of share your story and kind of ask people, you know, give people some call to action and things like that? What does that mean to you, and why is it even more important now?
I think it's definitely for a part of giving back because I wish for me that U.S. would have a opt out system versus opt in because with as many people that could be have a normal life for transplant, I think just to not do that is kind of selfish move in a lot of ways because it's not going to be something that you're going to be using after you die.
Yeah,
Plus, like the stats and last I heard from Donate Life here in the U.S. was 90% of people believe in donating their organs,
yeah,
but only 60% put action behind it. Then even when somebody passes, whatever, the only 1% of those organs are be able to use just because either damage or other things go on. So it's just like the odds are just not in the favor of people waiting on the list. Because
yes,
I
yeah,
think it was like 22 people a day die just waiting. So yeah,
yes. Yeah, no, that's a big number because I know, yeah, you have tens of thousands of people on a list, and you only have 2, 3 thousand a year. And like you say, there can be more, and for many reasons. So I think, I just made a note. Some of the things we could do is to support some, maybe some, I don't know, some advocacy, some legislation around things like opt out, opt in, versus opt in, and kind of see how we can help it, and then obviously share the story. And I myself, like, I'm on a waiting list, but the other thing I've told people, I have, I'm also a donor in a way. So
yeah,
I kind of, I'm also signing up. Even if I wasn't on the list, I would have done that. But it's important that we don't know who we're gonna help. In the meantime, it's the best out solution we have. So it's important that I think everybody listen, everybody supports it, and take the time to do it. It's
yeah.
like you said, 90% of them want to do it, but taking that first steps is sometimes as easy as going to a website, or even
Yep.
asking your doctor. So
It's so
that's
easy to register. And actually, if you
yeah,
scroll back down a little bit, there's a
yeah,
picture of a man and a girl. A little bit more.
yeah.
It's going to be on the far left side,
Left side, okay,
right
yeah.
there. So that is actually my donor and his
Oh
daughter.
my god.
So his daughter reached out to me. I sent my letter after 6 months, and
Yeah.
she actually reached out to me via Facebook actually back in the beginning of this year. So yeah, so that is John. He is actually my heart donor. He's actually from the state over in Louisiana. So yeah,
Wow. Wow, that's special. We're grateful to John for this gift of life, and then for the daughter to connect with you. That's also, that must be so meaningful to you. Like
yeah,
that they're able to, yeah.
it
So
was
you were able to
because
talk, and
um, because his next kin was actually his dad, but the granddad gave the option to the grandkids of like what to do. Um, they waited a few months to reach out to me after they got my letter, but it's very
yeah,
meaningful just to kind of know who he is. And like we've had some communication, like what he likes, stuff like that, and just really about his personality. And that was a big thing to me is knowing that, so I can
yeah.
pretty much honor him the best way I can.
Wow, that's amazing. And I already can testify that you 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 kind of, you will honor him. I'm confident in that, and by the best way to do it is already what you're doing, and you probably have ideas already. But this is this is amazing, and I'm feeling a bit emotional now already. Even you able to have that connection, so that's special. I have to close with discussion around coffee. I know we talked about it a few times, but like, how often do you drink coffee, and what is your favorite coffee at the moment? I just make it at the moment because it could have varied, but if you have an all-time favorite, we'd love to hear it too. Uh,
So my all-time favorite coffee, it's gonna sound a little philosophical, but it's whatever cups in front of you. So I've worked in super specialty coffee shops. I've also worked in a coffee corporation, not Starbucks. But
yeah,
I had a guy. He's like, the best cup is one in front of you because it's how you share it. It's that taking that moment that it's literally it's just you in that cup. Sometimes if it's with friends, if it's with you sitting on a porch or whatever that is, that cup in front of you is the best cup you have. So yeah, that's kind of my philosophy. So yeah,